For some reason, I guess really it's just my mistake, I guess. Press the button wrong. That I was clarifying about. This is very real to me, and the more that I keep logistifying, I guess what it's called, but to me it's just, if you know anything about really tapping the truth here, the human process, babes, what you're supposed to do is figure something out. There's only so much time. And of course, we're going to write massive amounts of books on the possibility of this going on and how, like, what are the possible things to do to reach this ultimate state of the process that you are to be in, to reach your highest potential, whatever that is. It's nothing short of looking into your Masters of the Universe sci-fi films, all of them put together, really, where of course you're emerging as this fucking superpower. Like, how do you do it? Well, I'm regenerating because by the power of Grayskull. For me, it's the power of the truth. It's like, I surrender, and it's like, yes, and they put some electric shock in me, and then you experience instant healing. I hear people, and people are so excited about something, when they start to try and communicate to me, I'm like, could you shut up? Now, guess where we're at? It's time to be quiet. It's time to try to shut up. Of course, we have something to say, but go general, go general. Do you know what shutting up means? It's time to meditate. It's time to meditate. Why? Because you're going to be called into action. You're going to be called to activate. You need to save your energy, because this fucking action that you're going to do, which is your life, the process that you are to go through, which is very individual, and very much like I can tell you about my myopic experience. I try to tell people about it, and okay, so it erased 2 of my videos because I'm kind of hazy this morning, and I figured some things out about the Constitution, and I'll get back on it, man. Fuck. What is the meaning of the word Constitution? Look it up. Skip the babble and get to what sheeps and sheeps would know. Constitution. It's like a foundation of something. You have to have something to work with. Otherwise, there's nothing there. Everything has a constitution. Like a sunflower needs a certain a certain thing that would constitute it into existence, and that is, must I continue without you using your own imagination? Maybe. You have the sun, you have the soil, of course, soil, water, sun, and the seed. So all of that is basically its rights. You'd say, oh, that's your rights. Okay, yeah, well, what is that? So, but see, okay, I guess I'll fucking go on and on about the Constitution that needs to be redone. It needs to be, see, there's a split happening. Well, what is it? Well, can we have a Constitution for these two? They are running something that well, if you really look at it, babes, and this is almost biblical. It is biblical. And it's scientific, actually. Throw the Bible away. Is there science that can prove that if you don't have a solid constitution, say, if you're not doing things along the lines of truth, like just looking at, okay, well, what is working there? Then you're not going to have a very solid constitution. A lot of the stuff will just kind of fall through to fall apart, I mean, really, it will. I mean, it's not cool. With humans, it's very magical. You can keep looking into this. It's like, well, their pie sucks because why? They didn't stir it enough time. The truth is, you have to stir it at least more than 333 times or something, mix the eggs into it at least, babe. You can't just fucking throw the ingredients in a box in there and put it inside the oven. Say, there. Did it, So my job, today, and it was all erased. I don't know what that last video was that I just put up. Part of it It's really hard with the emotional overload that I'm experiencing. I mean, let alone that there's this new asphalt thing going on. It's like, okay, so let me tell you, and my myopic, my myopic. So you have to take it upon yourself to know what is your constitution, and then from there you can establish your constitutional rights. Supposedly in the United States, we have a we the people, which I'm saying, excuse me, what people? There's two types of people to find here on the planet, if not many different races, but let's just simmer it down to two. Really, I'm not even talking about like our obvious like physical makeup. Let's talk about the studies we've been doing together as all 332 subscribers interested in narcissism. What the problem there is that they are non-human. Why? Because they're fully encapsulated in the mind. And the ones they aren't like that. We can start opening the conversation and say, well, these are the humans. These are the ones who are not only they feel a lot, but they feel the responsibility to say, wait a minute, to kind of correct people into being more humane. How about that? Put the E at the end. Whew, now it's fucking slurring, man. We have to get exact one of these days. And don't worry, I got it all down. So then our constitution's based in realization that there are two occupations here. It needs to be reestablished, not for just the United States, whatever that is. Talk about a contradiction in terms. Are those states united or not? I mean, are they states or are they united? Are they one or are they states? Is it just one state? Do people even know what they're saying? The answer is no. At least one person, if one person does, we can probably get the rest of the 94% who needs a leader to sleep on it a little bit. Just sleep on the common sense a little bit, Get off the Kool-Aid, stop brushing with fluoride. It's not the entire world caving in on you. The entire world is not caving in when you just figure that every single thing that you've been taught based on somebody else's constitution, how about that? Like, excuse me, you non-human thing, which isn't the issue. Like, we would say, okay, there's the organism that has two sides. One side is non-human. The other side is, it's the possibility of being or quality of being. The other side is human. It's not a war against this other side. It is actually a complement of it. It needs programming by its own development, or whatever you would want to call it, organism. See, we're going to get down to the bottom of this. I mean, we deeply suspect there's possession. There's possession of the organism. There's spiritual possession. How about that? There is like just now. What is that? Is it that hocus pocus where we have to say, the devil? There is a well, talk about non-human babes. Alien. Alien is the word that I associate with it. I'm like, no. People are waiting for the aliens to come. It's like, no, you want ETs. ETs. You want those. I'm an ET. We share this entire world with so many ETs. But aliens, that's suggesting a foreign thing, even as far as the ETs are concerned. And so, are we listening to what we're saying? No. Getting back to whose constitution again? Like, well, let's talk about what was taken over. Somebody's constitution is being taken over, but one is being put on the table and says, "We the people," and it's a great idea. Of course, the beginning, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm going to wrap this conversation up. I'm kind of tired. This stuff that comes through me it's not useless. You're supposed to record it, put it down, because they can tally mark this up later and say, no, the information here that algorithmically, if you were to do the right self-organization for the human, the organic team, which would be the self-organization is just AI. doing, if it's tuned to the organic truths, just tune it to the truth here. What is promoting life on the planet? Like, what creates thrive here is the truth. You know, we're going to get into this amazing design. It's so easy. God, fucking narcissists are like, easy. I'm used to running and running. I know, you have a fucked up programming, and the energy that you waste doing that is precisely that. It's waste, babes. Waste. We're wondering, how are we going to take care of all this energy wasting? Should we just zap it away with a laser beam out in the middle of the forest while we change up the rest who, well, you know, whatever this parasitical hit is, isn't it? And that's what I'm saying. The aliens who say, let's just definitely not let them figure out Shauna, let alone anything else, of their own possibility here, like saying that maybe they can. Maybe there is a little bit of a social avenue in which we will be able to communicate, and wasn't that the intention that Tesla really had as a benevolent being, and isn't that still open? I say yes. Just hit copy and paste